What's up, guys? Welcome back. Another episode of the Mike and Matt Bodybuilding Show. What's up, big man? Boom. Boom, baby. We're in the house today, Metroflex Gym, Josh Barnett's gym. If you guys want to come down and check it out, come on down, mention the Mike and Matt Bodybuilding Show, and you'll train for free. Otherwise, it's going to cost you $5. Well, today, guys, we have a special guest in, the Nigerian Nightmare, man.
Bola
Ojex up in the house. IFBB Pro, 212-pound competitor. The man has been competing for a while. He has a hell of a story. So with no further ado, Bola Ojex,
Big
welcome
Bola.
to the show, my man.
Come on in, Bola.
Thank you, my brother.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thank you for your time, my man. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So you came on into Phoenix, man, and we did a little bit of a photo shoot the other night over at Independence Gym with a couple of the other pros. Had you met Marte before? Have you met Scott Turner before? Troy Tate before?
The only one pro here met there was Marte.
Marte?
And, I met him at the Phoenix Pro.
Okay.
And he wasn't pro then.
Right.
He came and wanted a picture with me. And you know, we chatted for a while. I met him again at Betty's Gold's Gym. And a few months later, he was pro. So,
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah, I was pretty impressed.
Good, man.
Yeah.
Well, the other night we talked a little bit about, what got you into bodybuilding, what's coming up next for you. And then I started talking a little bit about where you're from.
Yes.
And, I think we were talking a little bit about it too, a little bit about your background and stuff, but you're originally from Nigeria?
Originally from Nigeria.
Okay.
The Nigerian Nightmare.
Nigerian
Chris Okoye.
Right, exactly. The shorter version of Christian Okoye.
That's it.
Well, then Matt and I were chatting out there a little bit, and then were you saying something, Matt, about him, like some of his background is
your background,
different?
man. How did you start sports?
I started as a sprinter.
That's what I heard. You ran the 100, right?
I ran 100
Yeah.
meters. Definitely not as fast as you, but
Okay.
yeah, I was pretty good, and I did a lot of martial arts in the early 90s in England. I lived there for about 15 years.
Well, real quick, sorry to interrupt you, but I want to take it back just one step. Back to, you're originally from Nigeria, right?
Yes.
And how long did you live there?
I lived there for probably about 18 years. I'm 41 now.
Right. Well, you're still a young man. But tell me about, what I want to know about is about that experience growing up in Nigeria versus the whole deal with bodybuilding. How is it looked at there? Is it embraced? I mean, what do they think about a big muscly guy walking around?
Back then, I didn't know anything about bodybuilding. It was all track and field. The Nigerians always have great sprinters,
Right.
weightlifting, powerlifters, and it's all about power sports in the Olympics. And I go into bodybuilding just reading the Flex magazine.
How old were you when you got into it?
I was probably about 16.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was pretty young. That's a few years before I moved to England. And, I used to read about Lee Haney, and obviously my greatest influence for bodybuilding was Dorian Yates.
Okay.
We talked about it the other night.
Yes,
Yeah,
I learned a lot from Dorian. Like a lot of guys from England. And,
Sure.
We stuck to the basics. It worked.
It does work. Dorian's kind of a simple creature. He didn't believe in a whole lot of, how do you want to say, foo-foo exercises.
It was down to the point, and that's it.
Let's see how much weight I can
Time to work.
move. Yeah.
Yes, and they did really well.
And then, so when was your first show?
My first show was in 2000. That was what show was that? The Mansfield Classic in England.
Okay.
It was a great show. I had Dorian and Andy Taylor come watch the show. I won that. And
What an audience.
yes, it was incredible. Then I went up to do the British Championships and placed fourth that year. I took 3 years off and came back to turn pro in 2003. Same year, Flex Lewis won the juniors.
The juniors, right.
He was a baby then,
Yeah. Now he's a baby, but he's a monster baby.
He's a monster
Right,
baby.
right.
now.
That is humongous. So in England now, bodybuilding is kind of a big deal back there too, isn't it? I mean,
It's as big as here.
yeah, it's a pretty big following over there.
Yes.
What's the differences that you've noticed between England and the States as far as bodybuilding, gyms, the how it's accepted with publicly? Like, do you notice a difference at all?
Not really. I mean, being here, I don't know, I'm pretty laid back. And probably in England, there are more private gyms. And I love that. Over here, you have the big dominance of 24-hour fitness,
Right.
LA Fitness, but in England, every corner you have lots of
Small local gym.
local gyms.
But we have this one gym here. It's called Metroflex, baby,
heard of it.
and it's a small dungeon, and it bleeds bodybuilding.
I love Metroflex. I mean, I'm honored to be here. It's amazing. But yeah, in England it was because of Dorian being Mr. Olympia. I think that really helped bodybuilding
Sure.
there, and we all kind of learned from him to be. We kind of hid, you know.
Right.
He never really went to train in Venice Gold. He was one that never liked to talk, and
Put his head down and get some work.
do it. Then he
Yeah.
can network after.
Almost
workout.
criticized to a point for being so quiet and tucked away over in England. You know, he was the silent champion for a long time. You know.
I mean, you have different kinds of champions.
Absolutely.
You have to be yourself. It's just being human beings, and
Right.
I don't think you should change for anyone.
Right.
He wants.
And he
his
didn't
titles.
either. He didn't change for anybody.
Yeah.
Not even
And he made that clear too.
Yeah,
you
he
know?
was 6 times Mr. Olympia. He definitely worked for him.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So tell me about, now when you said you entered your first show and stuff, were you always in, like, what weight class did you start in?
I probably was like 140, 150 pounds. I was really, I mean, I was born like less than 5 pounds, premature.
Wow.
So, you know, I probably put on so much, you know, I wasn't a big bodybuilder.
Right.
And the weight class we did the first timers. In England, we don't have just the novice, we have first timers.
Oh, okay.
And you do that for just 1 year, then you can go into the intermediate, then the open class.
Right.
different levels for you.
Yeah.
So-
Okay, makes sense.
So do you have to qualify for those? I mean, you can't just go, the first timer has to qualify to go to the intermediate? Or can you go to
I mean,
that?
you could go straight to the weight class if you
Okay.
brave enough.
Okay.
But I played it safe. I did the first timer, and I did the intermediate. I won the British title as an intermediate. I had to play the politics because I couldn't just go in the weight class and not win. And once I won the intermediate, I went to the British Grand Prix and beat all the heavyweights,
Right.
light heavyweight. But if I had done the show as a light heavyweight, you know, it's kind of served your time.
Right.
So I kind of played it.
Right.
I got my pro
You gotta be smart about things.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, the reason I ask is because I can relate with you a little bit. You know, you're probably what, 5'7"?
5'7".
Okay, I'm 5'7" too. My first show, I was 148 pounds. You know, and so it takes, I mean, you're a testament this to any bodybuilder that's coming up that thinks they're too small. 148 pounds my first show. 140 something pounds first show. Now we're over the 200 pounders, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's just a testament, and I've said it time in and time out, time, consistency. There is nothing magic to get you big other than just doing the deal. Wouldn't you agree?
I totally agree. You know, it's a lifestyle. It teaches you discipline in other aspects of your life if you use it properly.
Absolutely.
And you know, you just keep going. It's not about being on stage for me. It's about my lifestyle, and I enjoy being on stage.
Sure.
So you know, keep on progressing until I'm 100.
Right, absolutely.
There's some time left. That's it, bro.
You feel good, you feel good. You know, we also talked about, and something that stuck with me when we talked the other night, we were hitting some poses, you and I were.
Yes.
And, you know, you said, you take a look at your body and you be real with it, and you broadcast your highlights and you hide your weak points. And I thought that was an awesome thing to say, because so many people they're afraid to be a realist with their physique. But if you are, and I'm gonna ask you this, if you are, do you think that being that realist is able for you to be, hey, I know what I have to do in order to show my best physique, you know? So I just wanted to, you know, maybe touch on that a little bit about, you know, what it is, where were you that you finally decided, hey, I don't need to show off these parts that don't give me the best points. I want to show off the ones that give me the most points.
Yeah, again, you know, I was really, really lucky to have trained in Temple Gym, and you know, I couldn't really afford a trainer, so I had to learn the hard way. And Dorian, he showed me how to pose.
Right.
It was a bit impatient because you know I would hear the pose as well, do this, do that, and So I kind of learned, I was on the train with Danny Taylor, as I probably was
Mr. Triceps himself.
Mr. Triceps. I was like 180 pounds, 170 pounds, and we trained 7 a.m. every morning. So I really was learning. I learned every day from even a new bikini girl.
Sure.
It's all about learning in the sports.
Oh, I learned too with the new bikini girls. Every single competition.
Far too well.
I do not know how to judge you girls.
Yeah.
Except for y'all are beautiful. So what's going on next? I mean, I know we talked about, you know, you competed as a 202 pounder.
Yes.
I imagine at your height you were happy that they took the weight class up to the 212s. And now, what was the last, I mean, what were the last shows? We talked about some of the shows that he'd done.
What, Chicago?
I did the Chicago Pro in the last 2 years, in 2012 and 2015.
Done Phoenix Pro a few times out here.
3 times, I believe. From 2010, I did the Phoenix Pro, and I qualified for the tour to Mr. Olympia.
Right.
Yeah,
I was happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a
That's
big
accomplishment.
milestone.
Yeah,
big,
it's huge.
And I placed 12th there, and it was moved up to 212, which suits me for my height.
Absolutely.
Sure, yeah.
And right now, I'm in the process of packing enough muscle to compete. I'm looking at Chicago, but realistically, I honestly don't know. It's all about improving.
When you're ready.
Yeah, when I'm ready, I'll truly decide the show. Might be the Arnold next year.
Sure.
Phoenix in October. Once a 210 on stage, 212
Sure.
on stage.
Sure. You know, and that's a good point too. Is I think a lot of people just compete to compete, and I think as you start to age, you understand that it is a process that you're only limited. There's a number that you get, you know, to get on stage, and so I think it's a wise decision. Just like we talked with Troy Tate and even with Scott Fat Boy Turner about, you know, picking the right shows to do. It doesn't necessarily mean go in and do the biggest shows. It's the right shows that are for you, where you feel like you can do the best, and your physique doesn't get overlooked. You know, because the 212s, you guys are bringing it, man.
Class, man.
You know,
And it's so tough, amazing. The Arnold, so James
That's
Jackson,
crazy.
David Henry, Hide, Hosea, and the rest of the pack.
Yeah.
We have fun.
you got new
backstage.
guys, Aaron Clark. I mean, there's some of these guys that are
Up and comers that are going to step on stage.
Mate,
That's right, Marte, man.
Yeah.
Mighty Mouse.
Pack some size on that boy. He could be right there.
Yeah.
He will do damage. I'm adopting him as my baby brother right now. So I'm so honored. He's the best person I've ever known.
Well, and that's a pretty big to do, because the one thing that we hear a lot about the show is giving back. And we like to give back. And to me, I'll give back to anybody, and it sounds like you're doing that. If you feel the will, if they have the will to do that, you're able, you know, to me, if somebody has the will to compete or improve themselves on any aspect, even outside of bodybuilding, I have the time to give to them. You know, and Marte will definitely benefit from having you right next to him, and he needs that. You know, he needs that.
I think that's what bodybuilding's turned into a lot more and more, is kind of paying it forward. You learn from, you know, some legends, you know, and to be able to pay that forward to somebody else.
Yes.
I think that's really kind of brought everyone together. Would you agree?
I totally agree. That's what we're here for. Everybody, we're supposed to give back, whether it's bodybuilding or you believe in God, you save the soul, you walk up to the homeless and help people.
Absolutely.
You say, what's your purpose? Everybody's purpose, in my opinion, is to help. It's better to give than to receive.
And this is just the avenue, you know, bodybuilding is the avenue that we can help.
Yes.
Yeah, it just happens to be a platform for us to be able to springboard people in, and it's not just, you know, and it's not just the everyday, you know, bodybuilders. It's people in general. You know what I mean? And I get that vibe off of you, man. You get that you're a good person, and you put out good energy. A little soft spoken, so I'm sure I'm like a little loud for you, but it's really cool, man. It's been a highlight. So we're kind of thinking about some type of show in 2014 or 15.
Well, 2014, I'm looking at 15, sorry.
Sure.
Are we 14 already?
Yeah, we're 14,
Wow.
yeah.
42 in a few months in August. Wow. I'm thinking of...
Well, I seen your physique, dude. It don't look 42, man.
Yeah, it's scary. But yeah, I'm age process. But yeah, I'm thinking of the Arnold Classic next year.
Yeah.
That's a big show. And,
So it will be probably 2015, and I'm sorry if I misunderstood you a little bit there. I want to talk about that for a quick second, is the age thing. Now I'm 38. Matt's the young buck here. He's still in his freaking 20s, man.
Oh my God.
Except for
shoulders.
Yeah, but he has to pack around that freaking beard, man. So that ages him daily, man. Look at that thing's got weight on it.
Wow.
If you want to back there. Bola said he was hungry before we started the interview. I should have let him grab that fork and he could have got some oatmeal out of Matt's beard.
Breakfast this morning. But Bola, what would you say, man? What would you say, has attributed most to the longevity in the sport? You said you started when you were 16. You're now 41. You're going strong. Injury-free. Playing like a team. At 42 years old.
Yes.
You're getting better.
Yeah, I'm getting better. You get to learn from people like, I'm honored to learn from people like Dex Jackson. I'm not afraid to go to anybody to ask for tips. He works out with his trainer, he's for him sometimes. And, you see these people train smart core, not hardcore.
Right. I like that. Smart core, not hardcore.
And you can train hardcore all you want, but it's how you look on stage and how you last that matters. So I like taking advice from all the athletes who've been there, and I was a sportsman too, a martial artist, and I learned a lot from people like Linford Christie, the Olympic champion.
Right. Yeah.
So it's all about trying to stay injury free.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And I can totally relate with you. I mean, that's the fight right now. And my training philosophies are completely different than they were when I was 22. You know what I mean? It's just a whole other deal.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, with that being said, what is it that you would like to see different about bodybuilding? Because I know for us, like, we want to see the sport grow, and I would like to see more of the amateurs get rewarded more, because we put how many years into this before we turned pro? We finally turned pro, and then it's so. What is it that you would like to see differently or change about bodybuilding that actually could be realistic?
First of all, bodybuilding is it can be a selfish sport.
It's most definitely a selfish sport. All about probably why I'm single.
Yeah. But it's all about improving yourself, not beating yourself down.
Right.
And I believe in the sport today we should be fit. A lot of bodybuilders sometimes don't have the cardio fitness. They go up the stairs, they're what I mean.
Oh yeah. When I tie my shoes in the off season, I start sweating.
I love it when I see a bodybuilder, 300 pounds, can do the splits, can run, and things about health.
Right.
And that's what gets into the mainstream. And amateurs to me is a word. I was trained by an amateur when I turned pro in England, and trained many pro bodybuilders. So, you're an amateur, you're making money for the sports, you're a pro to me, you're a pro, you're not making money, you're an amateur.
Right.
Yeah,
Makes
so,
sense. Right,
like
yeah.
That. So I just want to see it go more mainstream, and the only way we can go mainstream is by, bring the politics down a bit. I heard someone the other day, one of my good friends, brother, so don't go mad with me. He said something, Dexter never changed in so many years. I said, if Usain Bolt run 9.58 and he runs for 20 years, if you're running 9.5, who cares if you change?
Exactly. If it's not broken.
Yeah, he deserves to win. You have to beat 9.5. So I want to get that mentality of bodybuilding, and Dexter deserves to win, because whether he changes or not, you need to beat him.
Right.
Yeah, so to win a 100-meter race, you have to beat that record.
Right.
Yeah, you can't keep on saying the 9.58 ain't changed.
Right.
That makes perfect sense.
Well, and with Dexter, I mean, we see him go to the top and then kind of tumble down a little bit, and then have to reevaluate his own game and his own training styles, and now it just went. It launched him right. So it goes to say even a Mr. Olympia has to look within himself and go, what can I do differently to be a better bodybuilder? And I think that's the important thing. If you look in the mirror and you think that you're the best bodybuilder or there's nothing you can improve, you're done. You're probably not going to do very well on stage.
That's it. It's that self-assessment. It's huge.
So is there anybody out there that you would like to thank that gets you to this point? Sponsors, anybody that's helping you with your crusade? Obviously, you got your whole crew in England that you grew up with and molded you the bodybuilder that you are. But current day, is there people that obviously are helping you?
mean, I'd like to thank so many people. I'll probably forget some names, but you know, I've never really worked with a coach because I just like to learn and do it myself.
Sure.
So, you know, Dorian Yates for really spreading the word and really changing lives and teaching a lot to all of us.
Right.
Obviously, Arnold.
Sure.
You know, guys, I learned from everybody, you know, and I can't really pinpoint one person to thank. My family for their unbearable support and support me a lot.
Right. Well, it's very important to have that network of family. I mean,
yes,
you got to have your family around to be able to, you know, you get on stage alone. I say this a lot, but you're never alone. You know what I mean? It takes so many links to get it.
Sport, you know, as much as you represent that team, but it's a team sport.
It is, and you know, I try to make everybody my team, and that's how you progress. Even at 70 years old, you learn something.
Right.
You know, you might not improve in muscle size, but you know, knowledge, you have more wisdom.
Sure.
And,
which is beneficial because, you know, you're going to latch on to somebody like you did and you're going to pass that way, and that's giving back. That is a true professional to me.
You can't get any better than that.
Yes.
So, you know, we're going to wrap this up, but since we're on the show, I always like to ask for a show from my competitors, and I know that you're in shape. So I would love to see you peel that off and give me a little bit of a show to close it out here, Bola. Come on, man. I've seen those big round muscle bellies, man. Let us see something, man.
Okay, that's one thing with bodybuilders. We don't like to peel up, but I am going to.
Good, man.
I'm in shape. I took a few months off, and
so this is his off season, guys. Wait till you see.
Right. Lost a lot of muscle, and you know, excuses, but yeah, really.
You look great,
looks
bro.
great.
Let's see it, man. Let's see it. Yeah, this is off season, man.
I'll take that off season.
Boom, boom. You look great, bro. Look at that, man. The thickness, density, balance. It's awesome, dude.
It's a great physique.
That's awesome. I'm Mike Best. That's Matt Kafora. This is Bola Ojex. Mike and Matt Bodybuilding Show. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We appreciate you.
God bless you. Thank you, bro.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.